I feel that is a great point to jump off from and maybe go into the story brand framework born from, I believe, Donald Miller's work, The Story Brand, also a book. I know editions keep coming out, pretty amazing, but can you walk us through what that story brand framework is?
Yeah, so the framework really is designed to use story theory and really, in many ways, screenwriting principles to create clear marketing that engages customers. As I say customers on here, because I already kind of clarified that I think nonprofits need to think of their donors as customers. When I say customers, I also mean donors. What the story brand framework does is teach people how to invite customers and donors into a story. Most companies, they think, or most nonprofits think, our job is to tell our story well. And I don't blame them for that, but because that's kind of common thinking, right? We have to tell our story well. The reality is that when you're doing that, you're actually telling the wrong story. What you want to be doing is positioning your customer or your donor as the hero of the story. When we do that, what that is doing is it's actually inviting our customers and donors into a story where they get to be the hero of and get to change the world. What we've done at StoryBrand is we've really taken all these story principles and narrowed it down to really 7 elements that are in any good story that you tell. So if you see a movie, you read a book, or any compelling story that moves people to action has to have these 7 elements. And to kind of cover them at a very high level, the first is that there needs to be a character who wants something. In a movie, you'll discover within the first 9 minutes that you'll be able to clearly say, this main character, the hero of this story, they want this. You'll be able to say that in a good movie. Then the story gets good when the hero encounters a problem. That really lights the fire of the story and makes it interesting. Then the hero can't solve the problem on their own, so they meet a guide. That's somebody who comes along and helps them win the day. That's Yoda, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's Gandalf. It's somebody who is older, wiser, that comes along and helps the hero win. Step 4 in a story is the guide gives the hero a plan. You always hear the phrase like, what's the plan, or here's the plan in a movie, which is basically just showing the audience there's a simple way forward for the hero to win that the guide gives the hero. Then there's a moment that the hero has to be called to action. So maybe a bomb is going to go off, like there's a countdown clock that the hero has to act in order to save the day, or everything is destroyed. And then the final 2 pieces is that there are stakes in the story. So we have either positive stakes, which we call success, or negative stakes, which we call failure, meaning that something has to be foreshadowed that is going to be won or lost by the hero. So the hero, like if in the beginning of the movie they want to get the girl, the success at the end of the movie is they get the girl and they get married and they live happily ever after. Failure that's foreshadowed is that maybe the girl who they're trying to get was kidnapped and she could die. And so we know that both of those things can happen in the story. Those have both been foreshadowed, and that kind of creates the end of the story. So those are the 7 elements of story: a character who wants something, who encounters a problem, who meets a guide that gives them a plan, that calls them to action, that results in either success or failure. So that's any movie. What we do is we would then take those same principles and apply it to nonprofits and for-profit companies. What we help people establish is talking points that create a clear marketing story. And so what you're looking at is the same principles. What does your hero, what is your customer, your donor, what do they want? What problem are they encountering? How do we as an organization come alongside them and become their guide with some empathy and some authority to show that we know what we're doing? What is our plan for them? What is their call to action? And what does success and failure look like if they do or don't act? And we help companies really create talking points in each of those buckets so that their marketing message can actually be really clear, compelling, and really move people to action.